Okay, so this is a solve reconstruction video of Tymon's 619 average of 5. It's one of his older videos, but there's a lot of really good solving strategies in here. So hopefully you learned something. So to start off with the first solve, what he sees is these two cross edges set up opposite each other. This one, which is 3 moves away from being inserted, and then this one, which can be inserted pretty easily afterward. What you might notice first is that this block is solved, and that could be inserted, but what he's actually going to do is a lot cooler. So what he's going to do is insert this edge, and then he's going to do a DUL to insert that, and the purpose of that U move was to set up this pseudopair into back left, which is going to solve by doing a U wide prime and then LU prime. Now, what he does after this is he sees that this corner and edge are paired here, so he does a U wide prime, and then he solves them by doing simul D prime U, insert into the back, and then a U wide prime to finish it off, to put everything in the back. And then he's going to do a U, solve this pair into front left, pretty simple, and then kind of the same thing here, but instead he's going to cancel into sledge, and then do this COLL, and then this U perm. So 57 moves, very good solve. Now the next solve, he's going to do green cross because he sees these two are set up 1 move away from being solved, or 1 move away from being solved relative. And then he sees this connected and this, which can be inserted pretty easily. So what he's going to do is he's going to regrip and then do, he's also tracking this corner and this edge. He's going to set them up by doing DFU to put that there, and then RUR, which sets these up into front left after he rotates. So he inserts that, and then he's going to do D prime U to keyhole this edge here with this corner, and then he's going to do a U wide so that he can so he can put some solve slots into the back, and then he's going to do a Y, and then he's going to see this edge solved and this corner here. He's actually going to insert this first and set up this pseudo 3 mover, which will solve like that, and then do pi OLL, and then U2 T perm. So that was 53 moves, another very good solve. Okay, so for solve 3, what he sees here is these two cross edges are 1 move away from being solved relative to each other in the bottom layer, like this, and then this one can be set up with a D prime L prime, which also solves this edge here, and then he can insert this last one and then do a U wide to set this up. And while he did that, he was tracking this pseudo 3 move pair, so he can do that by doing a D prime U prime, insert into the back, and then he sees this corner, which he can insert like this, and then he finishes this off with D while tracking this pair, which he solves into the back. Then he rotates, solves this pair into the back, and then he sees this ZBLL, which he does as a commutator canceled into EPLL because he knows that this block will be unaffected, which means that edge permutation is going to stay the same, so he can see this cycle here. So he does this from the U2 angle, and then does a RUD commutator, and then he just cancels into the EPLL algorithm. So that was 55 moves overall. Now, for the fourth solve, what he sees here is he sees this cross edge, and then these two can be set up pretty easily alongside this one. So what he does is U prime, R prime, and then F, and then R prime straight away, and then U, L, and then U wide prime to set up this pair right here. And then while he does that, he's tracking this pair, so he knows that when he inserts that, he can solve this one straight away. And then after he does this, he sees this pair while rotating, which he solves as double sexy into the back. And then he does the pretty standard alg for this, and then he sees this, and it's going to skip corner permutation straight into H perm. So 51 move solution, another very efficient solve. So this last one has a pretty crazy solution here. He sees this block here, this piece solved there, these two can be set up pretty easily. So how he's going to execute this is pretty cool and fairly ergonomic too. So what he does is X prime, and then he does a Z rotation, and he sets up these by doing a U and then a D prime to set this up so that these are relatively solvable. And then what he does here is he does some crazy wide move stuff. So he does R wide, U prime, and then he inserts this corner here with R wide prime, F, R, and then inserts the edge like this while preserving this edge here, giving him a pseudo X cross with this corner attached as well. And what he's going to do straight away is just he's just going to rotate. He's going to do a Y, then insert this edge, and then he's going to do a U wide to solve these into the back and leave the front slots open. So what he's going to do next is he's going to do a Y prime to solve this pair by setting it up to a 3 mover, then inserting, and he's going to rotate back for this 2-gen pair here, which is pretty simple. And then this ZBLL is a very good U diag case. And that was 52.2 moves average for the entire average, and that last solution was 45 moves. So that is the whole average.